All right, some Republicans want to address the problem at the top, proposing an amendment to give Homeland Security Secretary a fair wage for a job not well done, reducing his salary to $1. Joining us now is New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. Congresswoman, good to see you. When it comes to the Homeland Security Secretary, I think he ought to resign. I think he ought to be fired. I think he maybe ought to be impeached. All three, perhaps. You want to cut his salary. I think that's fair. Does it change anything, though?
Ideally, I agree with you 100%, Brian. I would like to see him impeached, removed, and potentially prosecuted for what he is allowed to happen at the southern border, along with the person who appointed it, President Biden, who also should be impeached and removed for what he's done on, you could just pick out the debacle in Afghanistan, the southern border, what they've done to our taxpayers. You just cited this incredible burden on New York taxpayers, federal taxpayers, costing us money, putting us at risk. And this would be actually something we can do under what they call the Holman Rule. So a member of the House can introduce a bill, which I did. I have a couple of co-sponsors with me, Chip Roy from Texas and a few others, including some members from New York State. And what you can do is actually cut a program in the appropriations process under the Homeland Appropriations Bill, or you can cut the salaries of people who are appointed there. Mayorkas doesn't deserve to get anything, but you can bring it to $1 under the Holman Rule. So we're proposing bring him down to $1, force him to step up and do something. And you're exactly right when you and your panel are talking about the Democrats have solutions. They just don't want to do it. They just want to throw more money at the problem. Well, guess what? New York State is already suffering with a huge deficit, unfunded mandates, and looking at $12 billion for New York City alone. They have been shipping these migrants up to upstate New York, as you and I have talked about. We can't handle these people in upstate New York either.
You know, Congresswoman Tenney, it's been interesting to hear Mayor Adams speak recently because he's also, you know, not only is he saying that this is going to break the Big Apple, he's also casting blame for this problem on the prior administration, former President Trump. Listen to this, and I want to get your reaction on the other side.
Clear. This mess is Trump-like Republicans' mess. Real immigration reform. You know, I'm hearing those who coming out saying Eric is right, Eric is right. But don't pick half of what you say I'm right on. Pick the other half. That Trump Republicans created this mess. And we need to fix this mess with real immigration reform.
So, Congresswoman Tenney, I want to hear what your thoughts are in response to that comment. And then also, if I could just get another question in here, you know, we have tens of thousands of migrants arriving in New York City alone every single month. What do you think the answer is to what we do with them now that they're here?
Well, first of all, Mayor Adams is completely wrong. Under President Trump, we finally had operational control of our border. He instituted policies that actually helped our country. They were passed, some through regular order, some through executive order. The Remain in Mexico policy, a no-brainer. Title 42, especially during COVID, which is a public health statute that limited the number of people we could bring into this country that would be a danger, not only because of diseases they brought, because they're human trafficking, because of the fentanyl epidemic they've created by taking control of our border and our country. President Trump instituted, this was the first time we've had anything done on that. And by the way, we passed some of these things. Building the wall. What did Joe Biden do on his first day in office? He used an executive order, didn't go to the House of Representatives or to the Congress. He used an executive order to wipe out all the things that were working under President Trump, including allowing the wall to sit and rust at the southern border and not be continued and finished. These are huge problems that were created by the Democrats. They refuse to have sensible border control, and we've advocated for that. We put numerous bills down. They refuse to reply. They refuse to go along with us. Just look at what's happening in upstate New York. Erie County, the Erie County executive said that we were bigots for asking for migrant control and some kind of vetting of these people coming. Kathy Hochul said, we vetted all these people. We know what we're doing. And if we have to put them in tents all across upstate New York or put them in college dorms, we will. Well, guess what? Secretary Mayorkas' daughter is going to college in upstate New York. I bet she didn't have to wait for a migrant to get evicted in order to move into her dorm room. This is what they're doing to upstate New York. It's totally unfair to us. We don't have the resources to actually handle these people. So to me, I just think it's completely unconscionable. And, oh, by the way, We just had a murder, an illegal, unvetted immigrant, as Kathy Hochul claimed, murdered a 28-year-old young man up in Rensselaer County. And kudos to the county executive, Steve McLaughlin, who's a friend of mine, by the way, a former colleague from the state assembly, called for Kathy Hochul's resignation. They all need to go. They need to come back and talk about policy and stop hurting the American citizens, especially the American taxpayers and us. The people who live in New York, we are the most beleaguered taxpayers in the nation right now.
Yeah, that's a very sad story, Congresswoman. I didn't mention the crime that comes along with illegal migration. I didn't mention the drug flow, the fentanyl coming into the country, a lot of other problems that we have with it. But I want to switch gears while I have you for a moment, because prosecutors are expected to indict Hunter Biden on gun charges by the end of the month. I'm curious what your take is on this. When the news broke yesterday, I thought to myself, okay, well, maybe there is a little justice here, or maybe this is a manipulation of the system to make people think that it's more fair than it was previously.
You know, Jackie, this is just deplorable what they're doing. First of all, this special prosecutor, A.G. Weiss, he brought a plea bargain on the gun charge for Hunter Biden a few months ago. Guess what? He hadn't been indicted yet, and he got called out on it. Legally, I'm a lawyer also. I don't do a lot of criminal law, but this is common sense. This is something that any lawyer learns. You have to indict someone before you do a plea bargain. So now they're going back and say, okay, now we're going to do a plea bargain. They still want this to go away because Hunter Biden is the proxy to Joe Biden. We have corruption, bribery, money laundering in plain sight, whether it's the suspicious activity reports revealed by James Comer, the reliable, credible FBI informant that Senator Grassley came out with, the whistleblower testimony, putting that together, that Jason Smith, the chair of our Ways and Means Committee, put out. All the evidence is there. We just need to put it together in an impeachment inquiry, get the rest of the evidence, connect the dots, and Joe Biden will not be president of the United States, because even Democrats in the Senate cannot afford to have this guy as their nominee. And everyone's talking about Hunter Biden. This is all about Joe leveraging his position to enrich himself and his family. The evidence is there. We just need to put it in front of the American people and the legislators and make this impeachment happen.
Okay, thank you so much. We will continue to follow that important developing story. Congressman Claudia Tenney, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us today.